Hi, Shane Session. Today we're going to talk about a quick subject because I get asked this question all the time. I actually don't like to answer this question, but I will try to do so. The question is, who's the best drummer in the world? And it's a horrible question to try to answer because to me, I don't know who the best drummer in the world is. It's probably somebody I've never heard of, but I know who my favorites are and I know reasons that I like them. Most of the time, the question gets asked by non-drummers more so than drummers asking you, because everybody has an opinion on what they think is the best or who's the best or why they're the best. And another person may not share that opinion at all. So growing up, I didn't question it. I had heard, I saw, and I believed that Buddy Rich was the best drummer in the world. I'm not saying he's not. I'm saying that since then, I've grown to appreciate all kinds of drumming styles and all kinds of genres of music and whatnot. So I don't know who I think is the best drummer in the world. I know who I like. And there's tons of drummers that I like that range from progressive and hard rocking drummers like John Bonham to the progressive rock styles of Neil Peart and Mike Portnoy, Mike Mangini, and to the powerhouse, incredible chops drummers that have come along like Benny Greb and Thomas Lang and Virgil Donati and some of those guys. They're all fabulous in their own right, ranging all the way to a drummer like Ringo, Levon Helm, Don Henley. Some of my favorite drummers ever who don't do anything fancy, but they do what works right. So sometimes the best drummer is perfect for a song. Sometimes the best drummer is somebody who fits and plays exactly what's needed for a song. Sometimes the best drummer is somebody that has a great feel that makes your head bob like that. It's all kinds of things that make the best drummers. I go through phases where I have certain drummers that I just dive into and explore everything like that. As a kid, I was totally into Nigel Olsson and the way he played ballads with Elton John. Then I became all about Steve Smith. Steve Smith was my guy through the late 70s into current. He's still one of my favorite drummers ever. And I try to emulate a lot of his playing styles and grooves and fills and stuff. And of course, I was introduced to all kinds of drummers along the way. And I don't want to leave out names, so I'm not even going to try to mention a lot of them. But in the 90s, I played in a country band that did a lot of country covers, and I became all about Restless Heart and John Dietrich's style of drumming. And John was influenced by Buddy Rich and big band drumming. So I had kind of learned a lot about what drummers do to play what's appropriate or right for a song. I'm impressed by a lot of the gospel chops guys. It's not my style, but it's impressive and they do some tremendous things. In the last several years, I've become a huge fan of Todd Sucherman with Styx, who was highly influenced by a lot of drummers, including Steve Smith, one of my drumming heroes. So I'm a huge fan of Nate Morton, the drummer, for most of you, the drummer on The Voice, but he's been on several different things before that caught my attention, and I actually brought him to Idaho, as I did Todd, to do a day of percussion because I was so influenced by their style, and I felt like other people need to see and hear these guys. So anyway, the answer to who's the best drummer in the world, I have no idea. I really don't. And every time somebody else that's another drummer brings up somebody, it gives me a clue to check out somebody that they might be interested in because I know a lot about them. I know Travis Barker had an era there where all they did was talk about Travis Barker. He's tremendous. Okay? I'm not saying he's not. I'm not saying he's not the best drummer in the world. I don't know. It's all up to you what you think. But I know in my heart that I believe there's all kinds of best drummers in the world. And some of them play nothing but a snare. Some of them play drum sets. Some of them play orchestral. There are so many out there that are influencing me in so many different ways. That, to me, is an answer to a question. And it will baffle a lot of people, but I have favorites. But who's the best? I have no idea. Thanks.